What's up, YouTube? Tenchi Arizonia, the angry Dracolope of the Jackalope crew here, and today I have a video for you about a knife I have had since I was 12 years old. Unfortunately, I don't have much information on this fucking knife, so let's get straight to it. Here is the knife I am talking about in its sheath. Now, I do not know much about this knife. The only thing I can tell you for certain is it is stainless steel and it was made in Taiwan. Now, some of the features of this knife appear to be military, such as the wire breaker here, which you can see the pin for the wire breaker which goes through a slot in the blade, the screwdriver on the end of the sheath. That seems a bit iffy, doesn't seem too military to me. The military thing seems to be the wire breaker and the sharpening stone on the back of the sheath. However, this knife also has slingshot forks. Where have we seen that before? That's right, we've seen it on a Schrade a couple of years back. That just seems like generic cheap survival knife issue. Doesn't seem like military issue to me. I could be mistaken. I'm not too sure. As I said, I do not know much about this knife whatsoever. The lanyards on the bottom of the sheath, as well as on the pommel of the blade, are just bootlaces. Those are what it came with when I got it when I was around 12. The sheath is actually missing one of the poppers for the belt loop, one of the snaps. So, yeah, there's that. And as I said, the knife here has the slot in it for your wire breaker. Oh, we'd have trouble getting it in. There we go. That's for your wire breaker. And by the way, this is the correct way to have the blade oriented for the wire breaker. You should not have it with the cutting edge facing the wire. You should have it with the spine facing the wire. And that comes from veterans I've spoke to, including my grandfather and including some teachers from when I went to school. Now let me just put the sheath down for a minute, because inside the pommel, this is a hollow handled knife, we do have a compass. It's actually a relatively functional compass in my opinion. There we go, hopefully that shows up well on the camera. We also have a small plastic capsule with a handwritten Morse code alphabet on it, as well as the Morse code for help and SOS, that sort of thing. So there's that. And then we get to the sheath. Now, the wire breaker, the slingshot arms, and the sharpening stone isn't all there is to the sheath, because there is also inside it this little auxiliary kit. And I'm not going to take this kit apart, but this auxiliary kit has a slingshot band, it has a wire saw, and the wire saw, believe you me, has seen better days. All the abrasive from the wire saw has worn off. And a rescue whistle. And a tin opener, which is right at the back. And as I said, I'm not taking this apart. It also has two flimsy metal handles for the wire saw. Now, getting onto the wire saw, which I'll actually bring it out a bit. Getting onto this wire saw, it is not the kind you would see for bushcraft. In fact, I believe when this saw was actually in a usable state, such as the bands, when they were in a usable state, when the saw was in a usable state, I believe it had a diamond abrasive on it, which would allow you to cut through bars. So basically, this would have been an escape and evasion tool, not a bushcraft tool. Now, this is the holder that it's in. This rarely comes out the knife, because once I get it out I usually have problems getting it back in. Let's see if today's going to be one of those, or is today going to be a good one? No, it seems like today is in fact good. I'll put it back in after the video, or during the video if I remember. but it's going to be one of those days where it's awkward to get in. But that is pretty much all there is to the sheath. As I said, it is in fact missing one of the parts for the snaps of the belt loop. And the nylon is actually really worn. As I said, I do not know much about this knife whatsoever, aside from the fact it is stainless steel and it was made in Taiwan. Some of the features do seem to be legitimately military. Other features, such as the slingshot, seem to me reproduction, survival knife kind of bullshit, like you'd see from the action movies such as Rambo. And funnily, talking about it, I actually fucking got the kit back into the sheath relatively easily. So you can see the top of the kit there. So that's pretty much all I've got to say about this knife. Oh, there's the marking on the blade. It says stainless Taiwan. The only markings on this blade, apart from the fucking scratches where I used to use it so much. But yeah, that's pretty much all I know about this blade. I have no idea who manufactured it. Any help with that would be appreciated, though I think it's going to be really hard to find the manufacturer just based on how this knife looks and based on the sheath and such. But yeah, that's my oldest knife, and yeah, it was in this sort of condition on the sheath when I got it, and I am aware that two of the screws for the plate, which is the wire breaker, screwdriver and slingshot arm plate, are missing. It is only one screw holding it in now, so I don't know what happened to the other two screws. As I said, this is pretty much the condition it came in when I got it, with the exception of the blade, which was in better condition. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, if you have any idea who made this knife, or you think you know who may have made this knife, as in company by the way, do let me know in the comments down below. I do have some hunches, but I'm not sure they're too right, because the pattern at the bottom of the sheath, just below the drainage hole, as well as at the top of the sheath, where my thumb and finger are, kind of remind me of a file niven sheath. Being the pattern, the triangular pattern there, kind of reminds me of a file niven, but I've also seen some cold steels with the same style of sheath. Anyway, if you think you know the manufacturer of this knife, let me know in the comments down below. If not, it doesn't really bother me either way. This is going to be a knife that stays in my collection because I have had it so long. It has a lot of sentimental value. And in fact, this knife was the knife I used when I first went hunting with one of my friends. I was about 13 at the time, and I skinned out a rabbit with this beast. Anyway, that's all for now. If you like it, please subscribe, comment, and share. And remember, be good to each other.
I'm the Dracolope, bitch.